Military, of course, remains a line of defense, and everything must be done for it not to be brought to disrepute, because the strength of a nation, if we're talking about the core responsibility of the armed forces remains the defense of the territorial integrity of the country. The nation is as strong as its armed forces, but then there are various avenues of weakening your strength. There are some people, that are very strong in terms of physical might, physical strength. But you can also attack them emotionally, that their physical strength becomes impotent. So it is that same analogy I would like to use for us, that do not encourage people to want to weaken the emotional strength of our armed forces, such that it's important. If we do, then of course every one of us will be the losers. So, but I'm glad that as members of the fourth estate of REM, even those who are not here, I believe that there are various platforms that you can engage them. There has to be an introspection as to what your activities are, and to factor it into, look, this space, this nation, where do we belong? Let's not forget about leadership, forget about parties, forget about election momentarily. This nation, where is my place in it? What must I do for its stability? What must we do as an entity for its stability? And then, of course, that will lead you to, marshalling out, plans as to what you do. But of course, whatever those plans are must not in any way imperil the collective strength of our problem solving. The last, of course, has to do with the elections. Yes, it's an elephant in the house, but I would like to reiterate. Sometime last week, the IG had a forum, of training forum for personnel of the police and, of course, the military and other security agencies that might be likely involved in the election. And I made a statement, and I'd like to re-echo it here, which is that we, as members of the armed forces, will have a covenant with democratic process. And that covenant presupposes that we'll do everything to create the conditions for the free, safe, and secure conduct of the 2023 election. So all the operational engagements that we have been part of is all tailored towards ensuring that the democratic process is not only nurtured, but is also made to remain solid and undeterred. So I join, to encourage and, of course, to assure, at least from the military side, that the 2023 general election certainly not only will it hold, we will do everything to ensure that nothing stops it. So that you do not have any fear, and I need you to also escalate that narrative. And this is the reason why we must also call, the political class. We must, call them to account, for them to want to take actions, as we begin to prepare to go into electionary process, for them to take actions that are focused, actions that are objective, that speak to, our moving forward, speak on issues, not issues that are, intended to distract us from embarking on that journey. So this perhaps where I'd like to end it, giving assurance that yes, we will do everything possible to ensure that every part of this country have, the requisite security guarantees that will enable all eligible voters to exercise their franchise.